this introductory vlog has taken quite the dramatic turn. Hi, my name is Abigail and I have a tube in my face. That has not always been, just a little disclaimer there. That is kind of a new thing, and I'm going to go into that in just a second. But I have had like a lot of people asking me lately, are you going to start a vlog? And I never really thought about starting one. I just always watch them and I'm like, that's really cool. And they've really helped me through like this whole new normal that I'm having. And so they've just like been really helpful to me. So I thought, you know, maybe I could give back to the community a little bit of sorry, it's uncomfortable. I thought I could give back. So I am really new at this, so please, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it's like cringy. I'm sure it's cringy. But welcome to my vlog. My story. So it's kind of long, but I'm like I'm gonna make it like really short because I don't want this video to be like really long. So in August so today is December 29th, 2017, and in August of 2017 I got really sick. So they took me to the hospital and they're like, okay, let's see what's going on. And they did a whole bunch of tests, but they couldn't really figure out what was going on, so they sent me home from the ER. And then the next night we actually went back to the ER just because I was so sick. And then we just needed fluids. Like, we went for fluids, but then they admitted us to do tests, and then the doctor there was like, oh, okay. The ER doctor, when he admitted us, he was like, you know what, I think you have gastroparesis, so we're gonna start you on like medicines in the morning when you get admitted. And gastroparesis is where your stomach is paralyzed, so to speak. So it just doesn't empty as fast as it should, or it just doesn't empty at all. And so lots of people have different side effects of gastroparesis, or not side effects, but like it affects them differently. So, you know, some people when they with gastroparesis, when they eat, it just hurts really bad and they get really bloated. But like, I have gastroparesis, actually. The doctor was right, and I just get like really sick and I vomit, so I'm not able to keep any food down. But sorry, it's kind of uncomfortable. What was I saying? So yeah, sorry, remembered. The doctor was like, you have gastroparesis. So then I was admitted into the hospital, and the floor doctor was like, you don't have gastroparesis. The only people with gastroparesis are old diabetics. And we were like, okay. So like at this time we had no idea what was going on, like what the heck. But we were actually transferred to another hospital just because they couldn't do anything, because at the time I was 17. And so we got transferred to the Children's Hospital in North Carolina, because that's where we live. We live in North Carolina. It's called Brenner's. It's apparently pretty big. And I got a whole bunch of tests, and they gave me an endoscopy, which is where they stick a camera down your throat. And then they gave me a bunch of different tests. I'm trying to remember them all, like a CT, and then I don't remember all the tests I had, but I had a lot of tests. And I actually got a test that tests your gallbladder, your gallbladder, to see like how it's functioning. And mine was actually functioning low, but they decided not to take it out because they wanted to get my vomiting under control before they took out my gallbladder, because you don't really want to be vomiting and have surgical pain like in your stomach. That I mean, like, if it was necessary, they would, but then they were like, it's not gonna fix your problem. You're not vomiting because your gallbladder is messed up. So they just decided to leave it in. And I was in and out of the hospital for a lot of months, and it was so frustrating, and I ended up losing like 30 pounds, and it was like, holy cow. But we were like, okay, so in October, in the middle of October, October 15th, I got my feeding tube, my buddy Mr. Tube. He is keeping me alive, so I love him, but I hate him, if I'm being honest. He does not stay down very well. He comes out a lot. I actually have to, I'm in my 12th tube, I think. I actually had to change this morning, which is why I still have my hospital bracelet on, because I had to go to the hospital this morning to get a new one in. But recently, I've just been vomiting so hard that I vomited my tube out. It just like came out my mouth. So, sorry. He is not very good at staying in, but it always cracks me up, you know, just a little side note, the way that radiologists tape your face, like, it's like a super thick piece across my nose, and then like, very secure. Good job, radiologist. Yeah, so that's my story. It's like really short version, just because I really don't want to give you guys like a 20-minute video to watch and you like, wow, that was a really detailed story, because I really struggle with details. Like, I'm a very detail oriented person, and like, I want everyone to have all the details, and they're like, I really just needed to know the gist of it. So that's the gist of my health. I was diagnosed with gastroparesis at the beginning of October, but it's idiopathic, so they have no idea actually why it's caused. And I have alpha-gal. I got that like 2 years ago, which is where it's like an allergy almost, where like it is an allergy. I'm just super allergic to mammalian meat, so I can't have like hamburger or bacon or any of that, just because it's like just because I'm like super allergic to it. And like, and if I ate it, I would like die, because I would go just because I would go, I don't know why I was about to say hyperactive. I would go anaphylactic. I'm not sure where I got hyperactive. But yeah, my tube is so uncomfortable the way that the radiologist has it taped. But I have my tube, and it goes down my throat, in my stomach, and then it goes straight into my small intestine. It just like knocked my camera. But that is my story, and I hope that you guys find it interesting or whatever. I'm gonna like try and vlog, just because I think it would be really cool to be able to give back to the community that has given so much to me. Just also, I want to raise awareness for gastroparesis, just because like not a lot of people know about it, and it's kind of a big deal, and there's like not really a lot of different things that can help it. There's like a couple of different drugs, but they don't really work that well. I don't know, like not me, like nothing has helped. And like the last time I was able to eat anything without vomiting was August 29th, 2017. Excuse me. I'm hoping one day I can eat again. Actually, I'm sure one day I will, but as of right now, we are waiting for more tests that I'm being scheduled to take, and then they're thinking about doing like a more permanent feeding tube in my stomach where it's like a port. That would be a lot more low profile. I would like that. But you know, gastroparesis is big and people need to know about it, and so here I am raising awareness about it and rambling about random things, because why not? YOLO, right? You only live once. So thank you guys for listening to my story. I think I already said that, but what I'm gonna do for the rest of my night, I'm gonna take a shower, I'm gonna take my meds, and then I am going to probably watch a movie and go to bed. So, change of plan. I just threw up my feeding tube in the shower. That really sucks. But, at least I got a shower first. Watching a movie while we're waiting for the doctor to call us back. So, I am in the car. We're about to leave for the hospital to Brenner's because we were calling and we had to ask my doctor if she wanted us to come to Brenner's or just go to my local hospital. But she said to go ahead and come to Brenner's, and then they're gonna admit me because radiology isn't in. And they're actually not in until Monday, and it's Friday night. So, hopefully they'll come in tomorrow to put my tube in. But, if not, at least I'll be on fluids in the hospital. I am starting to feel pretty crappy because when I am off my feeds, my sugar drops really fast. So I am looking forward to be on some IV fluids when I get to the ER. That'll make me feel really good. But I'm just waiting on my mom to come out. She was finishing packing up the bag. The car is warming up because it is 32 degrees outside. Very cold. But she packing a bag because we have to stay the night and all that fun stuff. But when I have my fluids, it's saline with sugar basically in it. That helps me keep my sugar up. So that's what we want. It's Mom, she's in the trunk putting stuff. So we are gonna be off. We are off. This is Winston-Salem, where the hospital is. It's really pretty, but you can really see it. Very good. Here, that's a little better. Quite a big city. There's the hospital. This introductory vlog has taken quite the dramatic turn. So it's Saturday morning, and they admitted me to the hospital last night. Got an IV going. That started about like 11 last night. We finally got a room around 3 o'clock, and the doctor came in around 8 and said that we are gonna try one more time with the tube, and then if I vomit it, then I have to be transferred to another hospital. So I hope I keep this tube. Also, radiology is actually in today, but they're only in until 12, which is why we have to try today, because like if we didn't try today, then I wouldn't be able to do it Sunday, or actually Monday, because Monday is a holiday. So I would be like 3 days off my feeds, which isn't like a huge deal, but yeah, as long as I'm on fluids, because my sugar drops if I'm off my feed. So we're gonna try the tube.
Tube is in. The beautiful tape job of the radiologist. Hopefully this stays down.
So I just threw my tube up. Not sure what the plan is yet, but so the doctor just came in, and there was like a lot of problems because I just turned 18. That is the children's hospital, and I'm 18, so they've reached the end of what they can do. So they can't really do anything left on me, but they can't transfer me to the adult side because there are no beds. So I'm still here with an IV keeping me alive. Love that. So we're waiting for the adult GI doctors to come into our room and talk to us, and then also pediatric surgery is going to come, just because they were following me before for my okay, my gallbladder problem. I can never say it right. Okay, so they were following me because of that biliary dyskinesia. Yay! That's what it's called. That's just the problem with my gallbladder that I was telling you guys about. So they were following me because of that. So they're gonna come in just because they were already following me, so they can look, but they may not be able to do anything. So we're waiting on those two doctors to come visit us, and then I'll update you after I know more. So this is kind of embarrassing. I just figured out that I'm supposed to be holding the camera like this. So I apologize. I was filming it wrong like the whole time. Epic fail. Anyway, so the adult GI doctor just came in, and there's not really a way for me to be transferred to a different hospital, because you can't transfer from a children's hospital to an adult hospital. So then they were like, well, because it's basically like the same hospital. Brenner's is attached to another hospital, but there aren't any beds, so I'm just gonna stay here. Also, they would just literally be doing the same thing on the adult side that I'm doing there. So I'm just chilling here on the kid side, because I'm a kid at heart. And we were trying to talk options about what to do, because I can't have a feeding tube through my nose, because number one, I just keep throwing it up, and number two, radiology has put their foot down and decided that I am not allowed to have any more tubes put in under radiology. I can't hold it still, because I've had too much radiation. So I am done with nose tubes, which sounds like it should be good, but it's actually really bad because I need my nutrients. But we're gonna figure something out. In the meantime, sorry, I can't hold my hand still. We are just on IV fluids waiting, and so then they're like, well, we can make a plan, but we're not gonna make a plan until Tuesday because it's the New Year weekend and it's a holiday weekend. So they're like, we're not gonna make a plan. So unfortunately, I'm just on IV fluids, but I'm not gonna die because they're keeping me alive. It's sugar. I'm good. Love me some sugar. So I'm alive and stable, which is good. But they are talking a little bit about like putting a feeding tube in my stomach, like as a port, straight into my small intestine. Like, even though my tube is going into my small intestine, it's going to go a little farther in so that it can't come out, so I wouldn't be able to vomit that tube up. But they can't do that surgery until at least Tuesday, but they don't want to make a plan until Tuesday. So we're just kind of sitting here, and when the doctor came in, he didn't even like look at my chart. So he was asking all these questions, and he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go look at your chart now, and then I'll be able to tell you when we have a plan. And I was like, okay. But the good news is, oh my gosh, this is great news. The #1 doctor for gastroparesis is actually at this hospital, apparently, he says. So I don't know if that's true or not, but he works with gastroparesis all the time, and it's kind of not a super known thing, so it's really awesome that I'm like at the hospital. Like, that was a God thing. Like, woof. So I am excited for that. So we're just kind of chilling here, bringing in the new year with a tube-free face in a hospital bed with IV sugar water. So the doctor just came in, and he was explaining a little bit more of the plan, and he didn't look at my chart because he wanted to hear the story from me so that he wouldn't be biased. So he listened to my story, so then he had to go look at the chart. And so he wants to do additional testing. He wants to do like an EKG. He wants to do an EKG of the stomach. And then he wants to do, because it measures the electrical pulses of your stomach, and he just wants to see how my stomach is working. And then he also wants to do a couple more tests, but all of those tests are outpatient tests, so we need to figure out how to get me out of the hospital so that I can go home, but I can't go home without a way to hydrate, and the tube won't stay down, so that's not really an option. Also, radiology said they won't place it anymore, and so we have to figure out a way. And so most likely surgery is gonna be in my near future next week, where they're gonna go in and put it's called a J tube. It's like a port in your stomach where it goes straight to my small intestine, so I won't be able to throw it up because it goes so far down that it's just not, I'm not going to be able to throw it up, and that would get me nutrition and hydration so that they could let me go home, and then I would be able to do more tests to try and figure out what we can do to fix this, if there is a way, but I'm sure there's a way. So with that, I'm going to say good night, and I will try and update you guys tomorrow.